What's happening, my film nerds? Dave of the Film Junkie here. All right, guys, this is going to be kind of a rant video, and I'm just like, yeah. This all happened earlier, and a lot of you have probably already seen it because a lot of these blogs are blowing this out of proportion and causing and like saying that there's beef now between DC and Marvel, specifically Zack Snyder and Sebastian Stan, aka the Winter Soldier. Okay, now we all heard that this was like I don't know how long ago, a couple weeks ago or a week ago or so. And Zack Snyder kind of poked at Ant-Man a little bit, but it was severely taken out of context, which is just like calm down, people. And this is what he had to say. I'll talk about it again. He was addressing the superhero fatigue that everybody keeps talking about, especially Spielberg. And he says it goes to the mythological nature of the movies that we're making. I feel like he's right, which he's talking about Spielberg. But I feel like Batman and Superman are transcendent of superhero movies in a way because they're Batman and Superman. They're not just like the flavor of the week, Ant-Man, not to be mean, but whatever it is. What is next? Blank Man. Okay, so this is what Sebastian Stan had to say about it. And like I said, first thing down below, if you don't want to like hear me or anything like that, you can read the quotes. This is what he had to say to respond to that. He said, yeah, I'm sitting here and I'm listening to you and I'm thinking, do I want to fire some shots at DC right now as Zack Snyder? I read some of those comments where he said something about Batman and Superman. I can't remember where I read that. Somewhere. Something about it's not going to be a flavor of the week, Ant-Man. And I was like, oh, thanks, Zach. That's great. Way to do something original. But I would say they're still making something very original in our own way. I mean, the Russos are coming in and taking something people are used to, and they're shaping it up and changing it in a very different way. They're not trying to mimic a better Christopher Nolan movie or something like that. Whoa, okay, see? So first off, he kind of almost misquoted. You don't even think like he kind of was like saying he read somewhere. Zack Snyder, first off, was not trying to really poke fun too much at Ant-Man. He was just saying that he's dealing with two huge superheroes here. Batman and Superman are at the top of the list. Okay, so he's just trying to say that he's not making just like a random superhero movie. He's bringing Batman and Superman to the big screen for the first time, and they're fucking fighting each other and throwing in Wonder Woman in the mix. I mean, that is something unheard of. That we who expected to see that? I didn't expect to see that in my lifetime. Almost, earlier, like when I was younger. Fuck no. Okay, so he wasn't. He was just like using it as an example because Ant-Man is such a random character that it's just like, yeah, that could be a flavor of the week because it's just like a random superhero. But of course, maybe it just sounded bad and maybe he shouldn't have phrased it that way because Ant-Man was great. I thought it was great. And a lot of fanboys are going back and forth now, which sucks, and saying, oh yeah, well, he's just mad that Man of Steel sucked and Ant-Man was great. I'm like, well, I, for one, thought Man of Steel was great. I love that Superman movie. I do. And I also loved Ant-Man. So shut up with that. But Sebastian Stan was a little more out of line, I think. I think he was way more out of line. I think he took what Snyder said to heart way too much. And he didn't even poke fun at Captain America Civil War or nothing. He didn't say anything about Civil War. And then he's saying like you're trying to mimic a better Christopher Nolan movie? Not really at all there, Stan. He's not mimicking a Christopher Nolan movie. He's trying to do his own thing. He's showing us a different Batman. I mean, Christopher Nolan had his own Batman that was more reality based. And yes, Snyder and everybody over there with this movie are trying to make it still kind of reality based, but not to the extremes like the Dark Knight trilogy. Okay, so let's calm the fuck down, okay? Because fanboys are running rampant. Let's not say that there's beef. I'm sure Snyder and Stan are kind of like, okay, we might have shot our mouths off. This is stupid. Let's not add to this. I mean, Stan, I think, is a little more out of line, is way more out of line, actually, because he did kind of really just go like, oh, yeah, they're just making a Christopher Nolan. It's like, come on. Calm down. So there you go, guys. I just wanted to rant about that. Fanboys are going like rampant. Marvel versus DC. Oh, there's beef. There's beef. Shut up. There's beef at Arby's, not here, okay? And it's sad, too, when like there's certain blogs or feeds that hate the whole Marvel versus DC thing, yet they're fucking writing about this and then saying that there's beef and everything like that. And I'm like, okay, you guys hate this, but yet you're adding to it. That's why I wanted to make a video, you know, and a post just to be like, hey, there's no beef. Snyder made like a little shot. He just was trying to say that, yes, I'm not, yeah, the superhero fatigue, yes, is going to happen. Eventually, superhero movies are going to go the way of the Western, like Spielberg said, but he's dealing with one of the top, almost like the top two superheroes, really, if you think about it. But I mean, it depends on whose list. It could be subjective, but really, if you think about it, these two iconic characters. And Ant-Man, who the fuck had Ant-Man on their top 10 list of favorite superheroes or top 5, whatever? Nobody did. So he was just making reference to that he's making something different than what Ant-Man was what it was, you know? So there you go, guys. You know, taken out of context, and then Stan kind of added to the beef, which he probably shouldn't have, because that just kind of just sounded a little shitty. But I just hate the fact that everybody's saying that there's beef. Shut up. No beef. If you want to get some beef, go to your local butcher, okay? So anyways, guys, let me know your thoughts about it down below. Do you think this is dumb? I think it's dumb. I think there's no beef here. There's nothing. And it was actually kind of funny. Somebody said that, you know, the fact that that people are saying the Winter Soldier versus Zack Snyder, the fact that people have to reference the character Sebastian Stan, he's already lost, because everybody's like, yeah, Zack Snyder and the Winter Soldier. That was kind of funny, but still, let's not create more about this. Let's put it to bed. Stop this. But let me know your thoughts about it down below. Hit that like, thumbs up, subscribe. I'll talk to you guys later.